Dear Lauren, I have a specific issue that I'd like help with. My former affair partner lives in an area of North Carolina that got completely destroyed by Hurricane Helene. I'm worried that he's okay. We've been no contact for a while. I've agreed with my husband not to contact him, but the fact that I even think about and worry about him upsets my husband. I don't know what to do about this. He'll say, the only reason you two don't talk is because of me. How do I handle this situation without hurting my husband, but also being truthful that I'm worried about him? Sincerely, worried in North Carolina. This letter is super relevant because it brings up the issue that's unique to affairs where, because it's an illicit relationship, affair partners don't have the type of access to each other that a normal relationship that isn't so fraught would have. This becomes a huge problem when there's illness or emergency or something that's urgent that can't be communicated or checked in on in real time. That happens during affairs and it can happen after affairs, as in the case with this letter. What happens when we're not able to reach out to someone that we care about because of the terms of our relationship? I have a lot of compassion and understanding for why this is so hard. Again, under normal circumstances, you would want to reach out. You would let them know that you're thinking about them, that you care that they're okay. But these are not normal circumstances. You have made a promise to your husband that you won't be in contact with your affair partner out of respect to the marriage and out of respect for yourself and for your husband. It sounds to me like you're coming away from the reason you made this decision too. You made it for yourself because you made a choice that you are committed to your marriage and that you are working to repair and establish honesty. So when you are thinking about it as if you're going no contact just for your husband, you're undermining being honest with yourself that this is something that you need to want and be committed to as well, and something that you are committed to as well. You need to stay laser focused on that goal. If your goal is recovery, if your goal is healing your marriage and healing the broken trust, then no, you can't reach out and see if your former affair partner is okay, even if there has been a natural disaster in his town. When you reach out, you're also undermining your affair partner's boundaries. You're not respecting his healing. You're not respecting his boundaries, his right to move on. You have no idea what he wants in his life and what he needs around this. And by inserting yourself in what's going on in his life, you're reestablishing contact and you're reconnecting and you're stepping back into something that is no longer yours. It's no longer your business, what is or is not happening in his life. So let's talk about what your urge to reach out to him is really about. It's about anxiety and it's about control. Your affair partner was an adult with his own life before he met you, and he'll keep being an adult with his own life after this is over. So it's actually our own anxiety that's flaring up when we tell ourselves a story that maybe they're not okay and that maybe we need to check on them or do something or step back into their life. We're doing that not for them, but for ourselves. And that's why it's about control. Stopping contact and committing to that and committing to understanding that things are going to happen in his life and things are going to happen in your life that you are no longer a part of, that you're no longer communicating to each other. That is part of letting go control. That is part of accepting the circumstances that you are no longer in each other's lives. And that to step back into that, to reinitiate contact, is destructive. It's destructive to him and it's destructive to you moving on. So this is about you needing to self-soothe. This is about you needing to exercise self-restraint. It's about you reminding yourself that you are releasing your affair partner into his own life. Now, if your husband feels that the only reason you don't talk to your affair partner is because of him, that's something that you need to examine. What's going on there for you? That you still feel that there's a role for you and your affair partner in each other's lives. This isn't really about your affair partner. And frankly, if you do or don't talk to your affair partner, it doesn't have to do with your husband either. This has to do with you. So what's going on here where you're having trouble establishing boundaries and holding them yourself? So again, I understand the urge to reach out to someone that you care about, especially when something disastrous like this has happened in their life. But if we're walking the line of recovery, then you need to walk your line. We can always come up with all the reasons in the world to justify why we're doing something, but really ask yourself why you're doing this for you. Are you uncomfortable with the idea that something may have happened in his life and that you're not the person who is reaching out to care about him? Are you worried about how you're going to look? Are you worried about the impression that your lack of contact is going to make on him? What is this really about for you? Letting go and living a life of recovery is realizing that someone else's life is no longer our business, that someone else needs to handle what's happening in their life without us, that our business is to live our own life. Our business is to stay focused on ourselves, and our business is to do the next right thing based on our goals and what is ours to do. And knowing what's ours and what's not ours, that's the work of recovery. So allow yourself to be worried, allow yourself to wonder. That's all normal. But remind yourself that this is about your anxiety and about control. But remind yourself that this is more about your anxiety than about the possibility that he's really not okay and needs you to step into his life. I hope this helps.